Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso have officially joined forces to form a new confederation. On Saturday, July 6, these three West African nations held their first summit and signed a treaty to work more closely together. What does this mean for groups like ECOWAS, France, and other Western countries? And most importantly, how will this new partnership help these three nations? Before we jump into the details, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The African Web, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's dive in. The new alliance between Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso means a big change. They are moving away from ECOWAS and forming their own group in West Africa. This new confederation shows they are standing strong against colonial influences, especially from France and its Western allies. In their first summit in Niamey, the leaders signed a treaty to officially name the group Confederation Sahel, or Alliance of Sahel States, AES. Mali will lead the confederation for the first year. Their main goal is to create an economic plan that builds factories and industries in each country, moving away from just selling raw materials. The confederation will also work together to fight against Islamist groups that have been causing trouble in the region. Since taking power, these leaders have been working hard to cut ties with France and stop any form of colonial interference. This big change happened after Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso left ECOWAS in January. They had been planning this since last July, after a coup in Niger brought General Chiani to power. They left because of heavy sanctions from other countries. The main reason for leaving ECOWAS is that they felt France and the EU were controlling it. General Chiani said, "Our people have turned their backs on ECOWAS." ECOWAS imposed tough sanctions on Niger, stopping all trade, freezing state assets, and cutting off financial aid. These harsh measures made it hard for Niger to pay its debts, causing fears of a default. Niger faced a severe economic impact from sanctions. A planned 30 billion CFA francs, $51 million, bond issuance was cancelled, halting Niger's attempt to raise 490 billion CFA francs in 2023. Additionally, Nigeria cut off 70% of Niger's electricity, and Ivory Coast suspended trade with Nigerian goods. The European Union, France, and the US imposed sanctions, cutting off financial aid. In response, Mali and Burkina Faso warned against military intervention in Niger, declaring it would be seen as a declaration of war against them. Consequently, the three countries signed the Liptako-Gourma Charter in September. Mali's leader, Assimi Goïta, announced the alliance, stating, "I signed the Liptako-Gourma Charter with Burkina Faso and Niger to establish the Alliance of Sahel States for collective defense and support. The alliance prioritizes political independence, human dignity, and economic autonomy, affirming that an attack on one member constitutes an attack on all." In addition to confronting external threats, the alliance binds Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to collaborate against armed rebellions and terrorism in the Sahel region. Mali's defense minister, Abdoulaye Diop, stated, "Our top priority is combating terrorism across our countries." All three nations have severed military ties with France and are now seeking closer cooperation with Russia. They successfully oversaw the withdrawal of French military bases from their territories, criticizing Paris for exerting undue influence after years of deployment. French troops completed their exit from Mali in 2022 and left Niger and Burkina Faso last year. They also withdrew from the France-led anti-terrorist group G5 Sahel. Niger and Burkina Faso publicly announced their departure from the organization late last year, following Mali's exit in 2022. The G5 Sahel, established on February 16, 2014 in Nouakchott, Mauritania, fosters regional cooperation in development and security among Burkina Faso, Chad, Mali, Mauritania, and Niger. It aims to strengthen the link between economic development and security and combat jihadist organizations such as Akim, Mojwa, Al-Murabiton, and Boko Haram in the Sahel region. In a joint statement, Burkina Faso and Niger criticized the G5 Sahel force for failing to enhance regional safety. Released on November 29, 2023, the statement announced, "Burkina Faso and Niger have decided independently to withdraw from all aspects of the G5 Sahel, including the joint force." They further explained, "The organization's inability to meet its goals, compounded by bureaucratic hurdles from the past, convinces us that our quest for independence and dignity doesn't align with the current G5 format." In a veiled reference to France, they added, "The G5 Sahel shouldn't serve foreign interests at the expense of our people, nor should it dictate terms like a patronizing partnership, denying our sovereignty. The inaugural summit of these three nations occurred just before the United States completed its withdrawal from Niger, highlighting how new military leaders are reshaping regional security dynamics. Al-Qaeda and ISIS-linked groups have contested territory in all three countries, sparking concern in Western capitals. U.S. Air Force Major General Kenneth Ekman noted that approximately 1,000 troops would leave Niger's Airbase 101 by Sunday, July 7. Additionally, the U.S. is exiting a $100 million drone base near Agadez, essential for monitoring armed groups. So, what does this confederation mean? It marks a transformative shift for the three Sahelian nations involved, both politically and economically. Breaking away from ECOWAS liberates them from external interference, notably from influential nations like France. This unity fortifies their collective stance against external pressures, paving the way for enhanced sovereignty and independence. Economically, this alliance aims to build a cooperative framework focused on regional development and self-sufficiency. Moving beyond the old resource-based economic model, the Confederation plans to establish industrial bases in each country, driving sustainable growth and reducing reliance on foreign aid and investment. Strategically, the Confederation's joint efforts against insurgency target the ongoing terrorism threat in the Sahel region. By pooling military strength and coordinating actions, member states are better equipped to combat Al-Qaeda and ISIL-linked groups, bolstering regional security and stability. In essence, this confederation represents a bold move towards political and economic self-rule. With effective leadership and implementation of the treaty's goals, these nations have a strong chance to become truly sovereign, free from external control and interference. As we conclude, this new confederation among Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso marks a pivotal moment in West African geopolitics. By forming a unified front, these nations aim to break away from the influence of ECOWAS and assert their sovereignty against external pressures, particularly from former colonial powers. The Confederation's economic agenda prioritizes industrial development to reduce dependency on foreign aid, while their joint military efforts target the persistent threat of terrorism in the Sahel region. This strategic alignment not only enhances regional security, but also positions them for greater political autonomy. What are your thoughts on this significant development? Share your views in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, be sure to like and share it with others who should be informed. For more updates on regional dynamics, subscribe to our channel, The African Web, and don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next update.